to NXT Afterburn 9! We're on the home stretch to NXT Takeover! I'm Connor Whitty, and tonight we got a the stack cut from top to bottom. I lost my words for a second from the energy and the excitement of that main event. Oney Lorcan gets the biggest opportunity of his career when he goes one-on-one with the Cruiserweight Champion, Neville. And now we are set for our opening contest of the evening, Lio Rush versus Bobby Fish. Lio Rush, he challenged Lemarcus Carter to a match at NXT Takeover, and Carter has not given a formal response, so until he does, I don't know, we can safely assume the match is happening. I mean, I doubt that Lemarcus Carter would duck a challenge, but the match hasn't been signed, hasn't been made official for Takeover, so it's very much still a wait-and-see kind of match. Of course, we do know that NXT TakeOver is just a few episodes. We have 3 shows to go until the big event. And we are in the process of one of them, that being NXT Afterburn 9. Then we have NXT Episode 19. And then NXT Access, which I can confirm, a match here exclusively on NXT Access. The Street Profits will make their returns, and they will take on Heavy Machinery, Otis Dozovic, and Tucker Knight. While one group that hopes to get onto the NXT TakeOver card is this group, the Undisputed Era. And with their fan support, it's not hard to see why they feel almost omitted from the TakeOver card. There's almost a glaring omission. Of course, Adam Cole, not too long ago, appeared on Monday Night Raw, challenged for the World Heavyweight Championship against John Cena. It was a losing effort, but a lot of the NXT locker room were impressed by Adam Cole's performance against John Cena. He took Cena to the limit. Possibly one of the best matches of John Cena's World Heavyweight Championship Open Challenge. And Adam Cole was this close to bringing the World Heavyweight Championship down to NXT, or maybe if he had won the World Heavyweight Championship, he could have brought his boys, the Undisputed Era, up with him. And there's been a lot of talk behind the scenes on NXT about who could be in future NXT showcase matches on United, who could be in future initiative matches. And after Adam Cole's performance, SmackDown wants to get a piece of the Playboy too. And I don't blame them, because if you're in a spot, if you're SmackDown, you're going to want to get all the top stars you can. Of course, and maybe these two men are going to prove themselves as top stars in this matchup. Bobby Fish and Lio Rush. That is our matchup here. It's not about Adam Cole, despite him being the leader, despite him wanting it to be about him. You know damn well Adam Cole would like that. Yeah, but with Lio Rush, it's interesting, this matchup, Lio Rush and Bobby Fish, because, Bobby Fish, of course, he comes into this with an amateur kickboxing background, and he's very strike-based, as opposed to the high-flying, high-paced Lio Rush. So it's going to be interesting to see how these two styles mesh and clash in this matchup. Rush. Oh! Rush tried something. Fish! Oh! Maneuvers around Lio Rush. Hits him with a gut buster. Nicely done! And that's going to be the name of the game for Bobby Fish. He needs to try and keep it at his pace. If Lio Rush gets too fast, then it could spell trouble course, Lio Rush. Oh, super kick! Lio Rush, again, it's been the biggest story since his debut. The pacing issues of Lio Rush. Lio Rush, goes very fast off the gate. And on one hand, it leaves him without a lot of weapons later on. Because, he hit so many. Hang on, cover. Oh! Cover here. Hooks the leg after the springboard cutter. And that's what I mean. He hits a lot of big moves earlier on in the matchup. And while that leaves him without a lot of weapons for later on in the bout, it does throw the enemy off their game. Oh my God, a powerbomb. Caught him in midair. Oh, but Rush's foot was on the rope. Lio Rush almost lucking out with that one. Gonna go for a back suplex. Oh! Fish nails him with a strike. Wait a minute! Hold that! Where the hell did that chair come from? Oh, a kick to the back. There's a steel chair in the ring. Slid in by one of the Undisputed Era members. I bet. I couldn't quite see it from the camera angle. And, oh, wait a minute. I see it now. I see Kyle O'Reilly. I think he's trying to set Fish up to use the chair. But Fish doesn't realize it or doesn't give a damn. Oh! He clearly didn't need it that time. What a brutal exploder into the corner. Oh, very nearly a 2. Lio Rush landed right on his neck. If Fish can keep that going, then... Oh! I think he just needs to keep doing something like that. Just needs to keep... he just needs to keep this attack going. He needs to keep the physicality going. And... Oh! Wait! Knee bar! A knee bar to Lio Rush! Knee bar to Lio Rush! Lio Rush! He's in a bad spot here! He's in a bad spot! Fish has a knee bar! And Lio Rush. He's clutching at that knee. Oh! And Fish is attacking both knees here. Smart by Fish, and Fish with the strikes. Bobby Fish. Oh, Falcon Arrow! Bobby Fish in control of the matchup. Lio Rush has to find something because Bobby Fish isn't giving him any room to breathe. Well, as soon as I say that, he does give him a little bit of room. Oh! But nothing Lio Rush can capitalize off of. The infamous Bobby Fish in absolute dominant control. And a second Falcon Arrow. This time he pins. 2. Only a 2. Lio Rush is struggling to find an answer to Bobby Fish. He's too calculated. And you see, he's going after that knee. He's picked a limb. He's targeting Lio Rush. That's how you ground a high flyer, especially one that goes as fast, as quickly as Lio Rush. Throwing so many kicks is Bobby Fish. Bobby Fish, this is his singles debut here in WEDF. And so far he's making a decent impression. Lio Rush, roll up, 1. Only a 1. Lio Rush climbing the top. Oh, God. Of course, Bobby Fish, he, as a part of Red Dragon with Kyle, that team has 2 wins. Oh, is 2-0. Of course, the first, hang on, Lio Rush. Oh, Tornado DDT. On the first win of Red Dragon. Oh, hang on. Speaking of Red Dragon, Kyle O'Reilly distracting Lio. Fish gonna go for the Dragon. No, Westwood Stunner. The first victory that Red Dragon as a team had was a nice drop kick there. Lio Rush Oh, Lio Rush. I can't even talk because the pace of this match is so fast. Tornado into Giri. Gonna go for a cover. Hook the leg, kid. 1, 2, 3, no. Fish's first, he's very much on the winning side. His first match with Kyle O'Reilly, as a team in the WEDF, they beat Corbin and Elias on the first episode of this very show. And then on NXT, I believe, 16. I thought it was 14, 15. No, it was 16. Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, they defeated Otis Dozovic and Tucker Knight in tag team action. Oh, with that kick! That kick is what set the beginning of the end against Heavy Machinery. Will it be it? No! Lio Rush somehow kicks out! Lio Rush, oh my God! Bobby Fish has just decided he's had enough. Fish has decided he's just had enough of Lio Rush. Fish has just decided he's had enough. Now Fish goading him, telling him to bring it. Lio throws a strike. Lio. Oh, God. If Lio Rush gets into a striking battle with Fish. Oh, my God. That could be all she wrote right there. Cover 1, 2, 3. No. Fish went for something here. No. Fish, I think he was going to go for the fish hook. What? Rush. Oh, there's the second. And 3 Amigos by Lio Rush. Almost ironic since the Undisputed Era are kind of like 3 Amigos. Dragon. No, Lio Rush counters it again. Lio. Oh, Karada! Oh, Lio Rush flips out of it. Lio. He has to put away Fish as soon as he can. Lio Rush. Oh, leaping tornado DDT. And now we're gonna go for final hour. No! And Fish hook deluxe! Oh, but the rope break! He was too close to the rope. But even getting a little bit of that Fish hook, damaged leg, and Fish staying on it, staying on the attack. Cause he knows that's the target. That's the end game. Oh, that kick to the chest. But that doesn't mean that's the only area he's gonna strike. Fish, hook, no! Lio, what the hell is he doing? Oh my God! Lio Rush pulling a new trick out of the playbook with that one! And now Lio Rush, final hour! Oh, it's a desperation move by Lio Rush into the final hour! And that's it! I have never seen that rolling unprettier by Lio Rush before, but it was a hell of a move. It was one hell of a move, and it pretty much set up for the final hour for the victory. Lio Rush picking up a very impressive win, albeit a hard-fought one. Whoa! Lio Rush has laid down the challenge. He has put it on the table. There you see Lemarcus Carter. Lio Rush wants 2 out of 3 falls at TakeOver. Challenge sent. Challenge received. Carter saying, I can beat you twice. You're on. But don't cry about it when I humiliate you at TakeOver. Bold words by a bold man. But that match has been made official for NXT Takeover. Lio Rush, Lemarcus Carter, 2 out of 3 falls. That is a big time matchup for a big time show. But speaking of the big time, Neville is in our main event of the evening. That is still to come later tonight. And we're going to advertise it throughout the show. I mean, why wouldn't you? It's Adrian Neville competing on NXT, and we're going to talk a little bit about his standing in the locker room. Speaking of the locker room, there's Dakota Kai and Candice LeRae. Of course, what Dakota's referring to is that Candice LeRae got into this whole Ruby Riott saga. Ruby Riott attacked Candice LeRae, then they got into a little rivalry, and now Candice LeRae is wanting Dakota Kai to fight. Whoa! Candice is wanting Dakota to fight Ruby Riott at NXT Takeover! Well, Dakota Kai, I think she just wants her friend back. She's hoping to beat some sense into her at TakeOver, but it might just also sever their bond for good. But two women who are not friends are these two, Kairi Sane and Sonya Deville. So this is actually match 1 of a 2-match series. So I'm going to take you back to the very beginning of the NXT Women's Division. Or why not just the Women's Division in general? So the Women's Division was brought in by popular demand. A lot of people wanted to see women's wrestling represented in WEDF. WEDF hadn't really had a Women's Division for a while. And then, you know, Shane McMahon was trying to improve the product. Basically went, hey, let's have a women's division. It's been asked for, it's been requested, so let's have a bigger focus on women's wrestling. So that created the Women's Championship Tournament on the main roster. We saw Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair, Bayley, Becky Lynch, Naomi, Mickie James, Nia Jax, Alexa Bliss, Natalia, Lita, Trish Stratus, Paige, all sorts of women. But then NXT decided to jump into the party, and they brought in women like Ruby Riott, Dakota Kai. They brought in Ember Moon, Billie Kay, Toni Storm, Candice LeRae, etc., etc. So when the women's division was kind of getting off the ground, and women's wrestling was becoming a bigger part of WEDF on both the main roster and on NXT, there was this demand in the locker room for an NXT Women's Championship. And it seemed inevitable, right? It seemed inevitable that there would be a Women's Championship. It was highly rumored. I talked about it on commentary a few times because it was that much of an inevitability. Fast forward to NXT Afterburn 6. And there was 2 fatal 4-ways. Ember Moon was in one of them. Kairi Sane was in the other. And the winners would face each other at TakeOver for the NXT Women's Championship. There was Ember Moon, Sarah Logan, Dakota Kai, and Piper Niven in an over-the-top rope fatal 4-way. And then there was Kairi Sane, Toni Storm, Candice LeRae, and Ruby Riott at a pinfall submission only fatal 4-way. Ember Moon and Kairi Sane won. However, Bianca Belair and Sonya Deville went up to Mr. Regal in his office and said, hey, what's the big deal? Why weren't we in that? Because on the previous Afterburn, Bianca Belair had beaten Io Shirai in a one-on-one match. We haven't seen Io Shirai since then. And Bianca Belair also calls herself the EST of NXT. She thinks she's the fastest, the strongest. And honestly, she might have a point. She has a lot of potential, a lot of upside to be a major player. Sonya Deville, on the other hand, had beaten Toni Storm in a singles match. Sure, there was a major asterisk behind it because it was with the use of brass knuckles. But basically, Sonya Deville saw that as a winner's a winner's a win. Why am I not in it? And Toni Storm is. So William Regal decided to give these two women an opportunity to prove why they should have been in that matchup. Why they should have been in the Fatal 4-Ways. So the first time these two women faced each other was in a tag team match. Where Kairi Sane and Ember Moon picked up the victory over Sonya Deville and Bianca Belair. And now there's a 2-match series on NXT Afterburn 9. We have Sonya Deville and Kairi Sane in progress. And then on NXT episode 19, we're going to see Bianca Belair and Ember Moon duke it out. That's a lot of backstory for this one match, I know, but there's a lot of different moving parts. And not just this match, but also the entire women's division. But we do have to focus on this match. We got to focus on the present and not the future, which is the NXT Women's Championship match at TakeOver. Ember Moon going one-on-one with Kairi Sane. If Kairi Sane gets injured against Sonya Deville in this match, you gotta believe that's gonna give Ember Moon an advantage. And maybe that's part of the reason why Regal did this, to test the two #1 contenders, so to speak. He wants to test their mettle, see how they can perform in a big-time scenario before TakeOver. But at the same time, I know of some people backstage who disagree with putting these two women in such high-caliber matches so close to TakeOver. I know there's people backstage who think they should get a lot of R&R and prep time and training done before NXT TakeOver because of the fact that it's the first ever NXT Women's Championship match. Because of the fact that it's making history and it's such a big match that you don't want an injury to force a change of position. But of course, I think that some other women would appreciate, maybe, as cruel as it sounds, I think some women are banking on the idea that Kairi Sane or Ember Moon could get injured. Because they get injured last minute, and Regal searches for a replacement, then they could just step up and say, hey, I want a shot, give it to me. And due to the short nature of it, Regal might not have a choice but to comply if there's a last-minute injury and someone has to step in on short-term notice. And that could be the injury what I'm talking about. Kairi Sane might have hurt her knee. If Sonya Deville attacks the knee and Kairi Sane is out with an injury, Sonya could slip herself into the NXT Women's title match. Just say, hey, you know, Kairi Sane was injured against me. It's only fair that I get the shot. Kairi Sane's not going to go down that easy. Kairi Sane. You know, Kairi Sane is a fighter. Kairi Sane, she's a fighter. And, you know, not to discredit Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville is very much a, cover here. Oh, look at two. After that vicious spear by Kairi Sane. not to discredit Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville is a fighter too. She has an MMA background. And hang on. She has an MMA background. And hang on. Ooh! These two women going back and forth. And Sonya Deville is a MMA fighter. Has a lot of history. And Kairi Sane is walking the plank. But Kairi Sane is more fighting spirit than the tenacity of Sonya Deville. They're fighters in two completely different ways here. Kairi Sane on the top rope, setting herself up for the... And oh. And Kairi... Ooh. Sonya. Oh! Sonya Deville going after the arm of Kairi Sane. I believe that is the insane elbow. And Sonya Deville she's targeting a few different limbs here. Very similar to Bobby Fish, targeting a few different limbs. But I know Sonya Deville is much less focused about it than Fish is. Because Fish has the experience, Sonya Deville doesn't. But that also means Sonya Deville has potential. Sonya Deville has room to grow. Only a 2. Referee did not see Kairi Sane's foot on the rope. And yet, and referees wonder why people in WEDF don't like them. Calls like that. And, a kick by Sonya Deville. What Sonya makes up for it in the experience compared to Kairi Sane, she makes up for in raw potential. And climbs the top rope. Sonya. Misses the mark. Like I said, there's not a whole lot of experience on Sonya's end, but what she makes up... Michinoku driver by Kairi Sane. 2. No, only a 2. What Sonya is lacking in the experience of Kairi Sane, she makes up for in raw potential. And wait a minute! Kairi Sane went in for the insane elbow! Sonya Deville got out of the way! The Jersey Devil saw it coming. And... wait! She has the triangle armbar! Sonya Deville locks in the triangle armbar. I believe that was with the insane elbow arm. Trying to capitalize off of Kairi Sane's error. Has the insane elbow arm tripped in a triangle armbar. Kairi Sane fights out of it. With a lot of aggression here. And Kairi Sane, I noticed that Kairi Sane's been using that Polish hammer as like a regulation strike throughout the match. There you see it again. She uses that strike to get some distance, get separation. Sonya Deville is making that job harder. But Sonya Deville might have just made a mistake. That error by Sonya Deville might have just given Kairi Sane the breathing room she needed. And she goes for, no! Sonya Deville strikes Kairi Sane, clips the referee just a little bit, but not enough. Referee signs into position, he's okay. And the match is still going. Kairi Sane, oh my God, Sonya Deville with a leapfrog. Gonna go for the gut wrench suplex. No, Kairi Sane transitions into a roll-up. 1, 2, 3, she got him! Kairi Sane catches Sonya Deville with a pinfall, a sudden roll-up pin. Kairi Sane with a Well, that wasn't that decisive of a win. Kairi Sane just barely survived Sonya Deville. But ladies and gentlemen, it is that time once again. We say it every show. It is what? Well, I was not told about this. That's Roderick Strong. I thought we were just gonna get straight into the main event. But that's Roderick Strong. That's Roderick Strong, but what the hell is he doing? He's dressed formally, so I am assuming he's here for some purpose. I don't know what purpose that is. I don't know what the hell he's doing here. Roderick Strong not booked for this show. And Roderick Strong's also been in a sea of controversy lately, requesting a microphone, and I think he might be addressing that controversy. Of course, the controversy is regarding the Undisputed Era. Cole, specifically Adam Cole. Adam Cole's been really getting involved in Roderick Strong's business, and that's kind of been a source of irritation for a lot of people. Roderick Strong, very much a me against the world sort of guy. And that's kind of what Roderick Strong's principles have been for the entire time I've known him. Well, Roderick Strong, man, Full Sail not really approving of Roderick Strong. And to be honest, I think it might be entirely due to that controversy. Full Sail don't exactly trust Roderick Strong. They don't exactly take his words at face value. But that just means Roderick Strong is going to have to pay his dues all over again. He's going to have to pay his dues to the crowd all over again. But he's given a statement. He's saying, I am not part of the Undisputed Era, and I never will be. And this crowd, they're going to hold Roderick Strong to his word here. And I certainly hope that Roderick Strong has the tenacity, has the willpower to weather the storm and to earn back the trust of this crowd. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is main event time! And this is the first main event of Oney Lorcan's WEDF career, the biggest matchup of his wrestling career. And Oney Lorcan, and there's a lot of pressure on Oney Lorcan. And this is why. One of the most decorated wrestlers in the world. Won championships, won accolades all over the world. Everywhere he's been a champion. However, recently he's been a controversial fixture here in WEDF, specifically at NXT. And because this is the Cruiserweight Champion, this is Neville! And the reason he's been controversial among the locker room don't really like him, and that's because despite being the NXT Cruiserweight Champion, he hasn't wrestled a whole lot on NXT. He's only had, I believe, 1 or 2 matches on NXT since winning the championship at Night of Champions Extreme Rules. And he's only really he's only really appeared like 1 or 2 times. And, Northern Lights hooks the bridges. No. And Neville's been more focused on his main roster credentials. You know, the first thing he did after winning the Cruiserweight Championship was enter himself into the Heavyweight King of the Ring, where he made it to the 2nd round, got eliminated by Kevin Owens. And then after beating Rey Mysterio, what does he do? He just pursues he pursues redemption. And sure, he wrestled Tyler Bate for the Cruiserweight title along the way, but his main focus was Tyler Breeze and Tyson Kidd's redemption. And then at Return of the Beast, he was in that tag team match with Malik Brown. But I'm told that the biggest slap in the face was after Return of the Beast, where Neville was in a #1 contenders match. The winner faced John Morrison at Summerfest 3. He and Zack Ryder were pinned by Wade Barrett and Malik Brown. Those 2 men will face John Morrison in a triple threat at Summerfest. And I'm told a lot of people don't really like that Neville has paid so little attention to NXT, especially amongst the Cruiserweight division, where a lot of people could have benefited from facing him. A lot of people could have benefited from his wisdom. A lot of people could have benefited from his Season 1 experience. Neville isn't a well-liked figure in the back in NXT. A lot of people feel like a lot of them get the vibe that Neville thinks he's better than NXT. And it certainly wasn't helped by the fact that Neville pursued the Intercontinental Championship, then faced Morrison on United. I'm gonna cover here. And I think some tensions were lit after people were just able to skip right up to the main roster. Men like Angel Garza and men like recently we saw Humberto Carrillo debut on WEDF Flame against Drew McIntyre. So a lot of people, there's a little bit of tension in the air regarding Neville, regarding his status, and regarding whether or not he's truly in this for NXT. Oh! And that's why I said earlier that there was a lot of pressure on Oney Lorcan. Because a lot of the Cruiserweights want Oney Lorcan to teach Neville a lesson. Maybe some of them were picking on Oney Lorcan injuring Neville, taking him out of TakeOver. And maybe they could slip right in, face Pete Dunne for a vacant Cruiserweight title. I know Chavo Guerrero's especially pissed. Chavo Guerrero, we have not seen him since that declaration. That vague, ominous warning. We don't know what it could mean. Chavo could strike at any time, it seems. And went for a moonsault. And Oney, Neville rolls up Oney Lorcan. 1. Only 1. I know a lot of people, Cruiserweights in the back, the Cruiserweight division is basically gathered up and watching this. That's what Cedric told me he was planning on. Basically, they're gathering up, watching this match. And men like Tyler Bate, Cedric Alexander, Grand Metalik, Mustafa Ali, they're all watching. Noam Dar. And I've also heard Top Flight, Dante Darius Martin, the new signings to NXT, are also in that kind of category. Because Cedric told me, Cedric's kind of been a mouthpiece for the Cruiserweight division and their feelings toward Neville. He's told me that there's a lot of guys on the independents, like Dante Darius Martin, who could use that division to fight for, but he feels like Neville is sabotaging these people. He feels like that Neville is sabotaging them by not being a fixture on NXT. not really passing down what he's learned. Neville, he's been very distant. He hasn't talked to me. When I tried to get a word with him, but he didn't talk to me. He's just kind of been, he almost seemed frustrated. It's like he doesn't want to be here. And I get the feeling that his main focus is not on NXT TakeOver, but on getting onto the WEDF Summerfest card. I feel like he's upset he's not on Summerfest. And in a way, you can almost see it as him feeling downgraded to NXT. You know, he works for, headbutt by Oney Lorcan. He works so hard in Season 1 to get to the main roster. Once he finally does, the Cruiserweight division moves down to NXT. And then guess what? Neville has to be back in NXT. So maybe there's like a sort of, a demotion feeling going on in Neville. That he feels demoted being on NXT, being the Cruiserweight champion. That the Cruiserweight Championship wasn't what was promised to him. He was promised main roster glory, but instead the division moved down to NXT. Maybe there's some resentment by Neville in that regard. And I think Neville, though, Neville's making a little bit of a mistake, I feel, because I firmly believe this. Oh my God, there is no better scrapper. Hang on, they're at a count of 8. They're at a count of 8. They're at a count of 8. Oh, Oney did not want to win it like this, but Neville's going to capitalize. These two men are fighting on the outside, and if you fight on the outside, I think you're giving Oney an advantage, because there's no better scrapper on the NXT roster than, oh my God, than Oney Lorcan. But Neville might have just completely shut that down with the poison rod onto the outside, spiking his head onto the floor. Sure, there's padding, but there's still concrete under there. So it's not like there's much padding. Neville. Jesus. 2. Oh, Oney Lorcan still in it. Somehow, someway, Oney Lorcan continues to fight. Neville climbs the top rope, looking to go for that red arrow. Oney Lorcan, I don't know what the hell Neville was thinking. Hit the poison right. Oh my God. Oney Lorcan had the knees up. Lorcan, gut wrench, powerbomb, hooks the leg. 1, 2, no. The roster have to be pulling for Oney Lorcan right now, even despite that poison rana onto the floor. Lorcan, he's still going. There is no better scrapper, no better fighter. There's nobody that embodies pure fighting spirit, the raw power of fighting spirit, better than Oney Lorcan. Vertical suplex by Neville. Neville looking to shut his fighting spirit down. But Lorcan, he's still going even after having his head spiked onto concrete. Neville. So Neville's just going to take it even higher than before. Superplex. Very nicely done there. Now Neville getting him into position. Neville. He's looking. This might be the beginning of the end. No. Oney Lorcan again avoids the red arrow. Oh. Neville's clearly pissed though. Neville's pissed. And ooh. He's targeting the arms of Oney Lorcan. Possibly going for the Rings of Saturn. Which shout out to Kenji watching this, because he dubbed that Rings of Saturn submission the Brutalizer. So now I think we know it. I think now we can have a name to call that move, that submission hold that Neville does. He calls it the Brutalizer. And again, another shout out to Kenji. Neville has that You know, he talks a lot about the killer instinct. And that's what Neville has sort of developed recently. But Neville has had focus in that match with Morrison, getting his head in the game. And I'm going to cover here to no. He had trouble getting his head in the game with Morrison. And he had a little bit of trouble with Zack Ryder, but nothing that cost him the match. Because again, Neville's mind is in so many different directions. Oh, Poison Rana! Neville's head is in so many different directions. I bet right now, his focus is to just end this as quickly as possible, move on to TakeOver, and then hope he can somehow, some way, get on the Summerfest card. Obviously, Summerfest is a pretty loaded card already. Oh my God! The Phoenix Splash. And now on the top rope. Phoenix Splash from the middle rope. Red Arrow from the top rope. But he's not done. I think he's winning one more weapon. I think he's winning to lock it in. The Brutalizer. The Brutalizer. Locked in. Hooks it. He has the fingers hooked. He has the fingers hooked. Brutalizer in. Brutalizer in. Brutalizer in. Oney Lorcan had to tap. Oney Lorcan, you could just barely make out him tapping. Oney Lorcan gave it his best shot. Oney Lorcan had tons of fighting spirit. But in the end, the champion gains much needed momentum heading in to NXT TakeOver. And the Cruiserweight division is going to have to wait a little bit longer for someone to possibly step up and give Neville the comeuppance that they want him to receive. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Connor Whitty. This has been NXT Afterburn 9. Until next time.